So today I'm going to go over, this is a video that I found from Erica Angelo. It's how to be more romantic in a relationship advice for men. And there's nothing that tickles my fancy more than listening to women tell men what women want, since usually women don't really know what they want. They know what they think they want, and then they kind of get it, and then they kind of, whoopsies, don't want that. Now, this video is it's not going to be terribly long. It's only about 3 minutes worth that I'm actually going to be sharing. She does make one good point, but I just kind of wanted to go over it a little bit for entertainment purposes only. Just put it that way. So let's see what Erica has to say. This is her take on how to be more romantic in a relationship.
When it comes to being romantic in a relationship, the first thing that you want to do is ask your woman.
No, that is definitely not the first thing that you want to do. It's not the first, it's not the second, third. It's so far down the list that I don't even know if it should be on the list at all. Now, when you get to the point that you are asking your woman, to use my words, what do you want from me? By the time you get to that point, you have been through the dishwasher about 15 times. You are strung out, run out, exhausted, etc. This should definitely not be the first thing that you do.
Because every woman wants to be romanced differently. So you want to ask her, babe, how can I make you feel more loved by me?
Oh boy. The premise already is incorrect. How can I make you feel more loved by me? Gentlemen, if you say that to your woman, you are immediately vindicating and advocating for a point of view that is going to leave you in hell. As soon as you accept the fact or the idea, as soon as she knows that you've accepted the idea that you as the man can do or say something that's going to cause her to feel a certain way, as soon as the blame for how she feels has been shifted to you, you're done. You're dead. You're never getting out of that hole.
I want to romance you more. What are the ways that you enjoy being romanced? What this does is creates an invitation for you to get to know her heart. And as a woman, we love when our man wants to know what's in our heart. We love to know when our man wants to know what it takes to really love us well. This makes it.
Now, that's not necessarily untrue. However, as a man, the way to find out what makes your woman tick is not by asking her. It's by paying attention. A woman wants you to know what floats her boat, so to speak. That is absolutely true. But again, if you're gotten to the point where you're having to ask her, trust me, she's already given you, in her mind at least, she's given you hint after hint after hint after hint.
Us come alive inside. This makes our heart blossom like a flower. So by you having this conversation with her and saying to her, babe, help me to understand how to make your heart come alive. Help me to understand how to love you better.
Help me to understand how to make your heart come alive. If her heart does not come alive by you just being you, run. There shouldn't be anything that you have to do to make her heart come alive. Now, there are things that you can be doing to the negative that would cause her to close up her heart and her emotions too. That's a different story. If you're starting from an even place and your woman's heart is not already open like a flower, like she's saying, if your woman's heart is not already open to you in that way, there's likely nothing that you're going to do or say that's going to cause her heart to open to you.
And listen to the ways that she likes to receive love. The other thing is this, it's consistency. You know, sometimes it's really easy to get started off very strong, going in the right direction. But at the end of the day, a woman wants to see that you're consistent with your actions. And this actually is romantic.
Part of that is not untrue. However, the other part of that, let's say you pick three things and she's going to go over them here, so I'm going to let her do it. But consistency can also lead to the accusation that you're bored or that you're boring or that, you know, how come you can't find something new? You're not putting in enough effort. Yes, you do this, this, and this, but how come you never do anything different?
Being consistent. I'm sure if there are women watching this video, they're like, yes, girl, preach. So many times women get so discouraged and disheartened when they see their guys starting off very strong and then month 2, month 3 later it ends. So consistency is very important. So first,
now, in that scenario that she just brought up, if a man starts off by doing certain things for you and you are reciprocating what he wants back, what he's doing for you is not going to stop. If a man is doing the things that a woman has shown him that she needs and wants, and she is reciprocating by doing the things that he has shown that he wants, man's not going to stop giving. There's a reason why the man has stopped giving.
first, have a conversation with her. Ask her what are the things that make her heart come alive. And 2, be consistent. Even if you have to put it on your calendar and just to remind yourself, if she says, I love flowers, if I love notes, I love text messages throughout the day.
This is bad. This is really, really bad. If you have to ask your woman and then she has to give you the instructions, a literal list. Now, it may work for 5 minutes. It may work for 5 minutes, but there's almost a guarantee that the very next time that you guys are having an argument, that she's going to say, you only did those things because I asked. Even if you come to her and say, what can I do? And she says, bring me flowers. She's going to bring it up that the only reason you bring me flowers is because I asked. It's going to happen.
Those sort of things, put it in your phone, it may not sound romantic, but listen, the consistency of you showing up consistently every month, sending flowers, sending chocolates, arranging for a massage. I hope you're writing all this down because it's wonderful. It's great. Saying, hey, babe, I noticed that you haven't gotten your nails done in a while.
That part. I'm going to rewind it because I was waiting for this. Guys, I want you to close your eyes and imagine you saying this to your girl.
Wonderful. It's great. Saying, hey, babe, I noticed that you haven't gotten your nails done in a while.
I noticed you haven't gotten your nails done in a while. If you say that to your girl, duck, because something's getting thrown at your head. Oh, horrible, horrible, awful advice, terrible advice. No. Now, if you do notice that she hasn't gotten her nails done and you're the one guy on the planet that actually cares about that, I suppose that you can make her an appointment. If she's complaining that I haven't gotten my nails done and you're kind of paying attention and you make her an appointment, okay. But why don't you just say, I noticed you haven't got a haircut. I noticed your clothes are looking shabby. Are you out of your mind? That's one of the most Cocoa Puffs things I've ever heard. Never listened to just women giving advice for men to date is just horrible.
I've made an appointment for you to get a manicure and pedicure, but it's being consistent, putting it in your calendar to do these things often. So having that conversation, showing up consistently. Now, what are the romantic gestures that you can do? As I shared with you, massages, offering to give her a massage.
Now, that's the one thing she says That's the one thing that I will agree upon. Now, of course, I'm a massage therapist, so I'm a little bit biased there. That more than anything else, the physical contact. You can not just show her how you feel, but you've got your hands on her. So the energy exchange is going to be something that's way, way, way more tangible of a benefit for you, is hands on. Now, I'm not suggesting you paint her nails, okay? But that's the one thing that definitely is good advice. But still, if she has to ask or if she has to tell you, you're already dead in the water.
Yourself, making a special romantic dinner for her, arranging to have her nails and toenails done, sending her text messages throughout the day. Babe, I just want you to know that I love you so much. Sending her a text message throughout the day that says, do you know that you are the most special girl in the world to me?
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Do not do that. If she sends you a love text, you reply appropriately, and that's fine. Do not, in the middle of your day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, send her a love bomb text. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you're prepared to do it every day for the rest of your life. Because if you do it and then you stop doing it, you'll never hear the end of it. And I don't recommend it. I have not. Somebody in the comments can stop me if you have a story. Very rarely will that work, and most of the time it's going to cause more problems than it solves. That falls completely under the category of what women say they want, and then when you take the action, it doesn't work out right. I think we're just about done with her here.
Oh my God, this will melt her heart. So being consistent with these actions will do wonders for your relationship. It will soften your woman's heart towards you again and make her open up to you even more.
Okay, that's basically what she had for us. So basically, here's what you have to do, okay? You have to accept the premise, number one, that you have the ability to make her feel anything positive and negative. You can't accept that. You can't accept that. People have to be responsible for their own feelings. Now, of course, if you say something terrible to her, or you say something out of the blue that's in the natural flow of conversation, and it happens to be something really, really nice, then yes, she might feel a certain way. But do not set yourselves up, guys, in the trap where you're setting the stage for what can I say or what can I do that's going to make you feel a certain way. That is a bottomless pit of hell that you will never escape. Now, in terms of the consistency, again, I have found, it's been my experience and my experience with my clients, that the more consistent that you are with something, it becomes an expectation. And then what will happen invariably is they will take the lack of said action as something is going wrong, or you don't love her anymore the same way. You don't have the same feelings. Okay. So you have to be mindful. I do not subscribe to the consistency idea. In fact, I subscribe to the absolute backwards opposite. Okay. Every time you do something like this, she needs to be surprised. Okay. Keep her completely off balance. Don't say, what can I do to make your heart sing? And she says, I love flowers. So every Friday, there's flowers being delivered. No. Unique. Number one, make what you're going to do for your woman unique. Number two, never the same time. Never the same time, the same method. Keep her on her toes. Keep her absolutely guessing. Okay? And number three, last thing, is if her heart is not already open for you and singing for you, it's already, It was over before you started. If you're in a relationship and, everybody hits rough spots, right? Everybody's going to hit a rough patch where things ain't been great, things ain't been this, that. That's different. But if you're having to physically do something or verbally say things that's going to get her heart to open up to you, her you're already in the wrong spot. You're already in the wrong spot. Now, what's happened to get you to that spot, those are different things, right? If there's been infidelity, yeah, okay, maybe you have to take some actions to try to repair things. But if it's just the usual, we've been together 3 years, things are kind of dull, and if it's just the average everyday blah that comes and goes in relationships, your heart should not be involved in that. Okay. If her heart is closing up to you because she's been bored recently and it's been a while since you sent her flowers, that's not going to likely be a long-term relationship. You have to keep a mind open for that. And like I said, by the time you've already had to ask, it's over. Just pay attention. They're not women. Women are very, very complicated, but at the same point, they're extraordinarily easy. Guys make it too complicated. You do too much. You do too much. You try to do so many things and think that quantity is what's going to win the woman over. What's going to win her over is when you're paying attention to what she's saying and you pretend to ignore it for 2 weeks or a month, and then boom, you suddenly surprise her with that thing she was talking about a month ago. That is how you do it. Not by asking and then just like a monkey putting it into your phone and just repeating, oh, Friday flowers, Friday flowers, Friday flowers. That is the quickest way to have your woman looking at her massage therapist with the interesting POV and going, I wonder how this guy seems interesting. That's the word, guys. Be interesting. And when you have to ask her and she has to give you an instruction manual, she's not interested. That's for sure. All right. Appreciate all the support. If you find value here, go ahead, hit a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again in the next video.